Welcome into the first episode of
Yeti!
It's yes, I'm talking to you.
Bitch.
And because we have some people that we need to have a discussion with. This is a podcast that will be with Nina, Blanco, and myself.
Hey, Dubs.
All the time, which is super exciting. We've been talking about doing this, and your chain was a little bit longer than mine when it came to when we were allowed to.
Yeah, the whole non-compete thing.
So I'm excited, though, that we finally get to do something together again.
Me too.
Feels like it's been a really long time.
I know, since the both of us were on any sort of recording device together. So I like that.
We also want to talk about our boy, who we no longer call Deuce.
We don't call him that anymore.
No, I think it's Dave J on the mic. David J on the mic.
Dave. I think he prefers Dave. He said he doesn't care either way, but I think he mostly gets called Dave. So we call him Dave now. Dave J.
The artist formerly known as Deuce. Before we get started with the actual podcast, we just wanted to say that there is no beef. We don't want any misnomers or misconceptions because he's not here. The reason that he's not here is because, well, he has an actual job. He's got a big boy job.
He got a big boy job. He's actually working for the city of Aurora for their tourism, and he's doing marketing and so he's doing some cool stuff over there. But yeah, the only reason why he's not here with us recording this podcast is because he got a big boy job and we don't. So we just have a little bit more time to do a podcast.
Careful.
What? What?
That's mean.
It's not mean.
I'm kidding. I was just joking.
We're doing other things right now, and that's okay.
Like Yeti.
Yeah.
So that's why he's not here. We just didn't want any misconceptions about why he wasn't here with us.
We still love him.
We love you, Dave.
Yes.
All right. So yes, I'm talking to you is going to be when we feel like we have some things that we need to say to some people who have been maybe acting out a little bit.
Yeah, we got to clear some stuff up.
We really do. We have stuff we got to handle. We're going to start off with you, me, and we.
Cool.
And what we do is we each bring something that we want to talk about, and then we share one topic together. So, Nina, let's start with you. Who do you want to yell at?
I want to yell at the parents of the Illinois school districts.
Oh, boy.
I know. So, hometown is in Illinois, and my mom, she works for one of the school districts in Illinois, and she's been really, really worried because there has been this lawsuit. Over 700 parents have decided to get together, and they are suing the state of Illinois. They are suing Governor Pritzker, I believe his name is, and they are suing the Illinois Department of Health to basically get their kids to no longer wear masks in school. And my mom has been really, really worried about this. And when she told me about it, she was like, I'm really worried. She's like, I will quit my job if I have to. She's like, I can't work at this school and risk her, not only her health, but her husband's health, my stepdad's health, because he is very, very, very immune compromised. And if he were to get COVID, it would be probably not a great situation despite being vaccinated. Yeah. And so my mom is very worried that they're going to rule out or make masks optional at her school and in her district. And so it's possible that it's actually happening now because a couple of school districts in Illinois, it's kind of going school to school and district to district on whether or not they want to make it mask optional or still require masks. And a lot of schools are doing mask optional now. And today was like day one. They canceled school for my mom because her district is trying to figure out what they're going to do.
Which is wild. I mean, sure, it depends on the specific state and the specific county and what the numbers are. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when you have somebody as immune compromised as your stepdad is, do they offer any kind of opt-out or anything that she can take?
No. My mom has to go to work. She has to go to school. She has to be in class with all of these kids. And
now I know you've been home a lot.
Yeah.
You've been trying to avoid going out.
Yes.
The mask mandate ended in Denver days ago.
Yeah.
I think it was Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you went out today.
I
mean, how did you feel walking around?
I felt okay. There was actually, I don't even think I saw anyone. I went to the Dollar Tree and I don't even think I saw anyone not wearing a mask. I think the workers were wearing masks. I believe anyone that I saw walking around, they were still wearing masks, which is cool. I guess, for me, because you know how I feel about it, like definitely wear your mask. We're not out of this yet. But I don't know. I felt okay. I still took every precaution that I normally do. Hand sanitizer. I wore my mask. I was glad to see other people were wearing masks, but this is just the beginning of it. And I feel like as the days go by and the weeks go by of them lifting that mask mandate, less and less people are going to be walking around with a mask on.
Yeah, I mean, like all the signs are still on the doors. And I don't think it's because the businesses want to take a stand. I think it's just because they're too lazy to take the signs off the doors.
Probably.
So if that's the case, it's only a matter of time before people start to take those signs down. They stop. I mean, obviously they're going to stop enforcing it because you don't have to do it anymore. It's one of those things where at some point you got to try it.
Yeah.
Right? Like at some point you got to take the masks off and see if we can live without them again.
Right.
I just don't know if it's that point yet.
I don't either, especially because it's only February. It's still cold and flu season. And I feel like COVID still is kind of like in that uptick of cold and flu season. You know what I mean? So I personally am not ready to take my mask off when in public. But I don't know. It scares me.
All right. We're moving on to the me.
Okay.
Which is me. Which is what I want to complain about, which is, listen, there's snow and ice on roads. That happens. If you don't know what to do when there's snow and ice on roads, don't drive.
Uh-oh.
So listen, there's a whole bunch of things that go with this. I now do DoorDash often.
I was going to say, you're driving around a lot these days.
Yes. And so because I do DoorDash often, I think I get a little bit more frustrated than most people.
Sure.
What's going on. But I do want to say that it's not just driving. It's also just being smart and safe in the snow and cold. It gets freezing cold out there.
Yeah.
So I found this story of 18 people who got caught on their snowmobiles on a piece of ice that drifted out into one of the Great Lakes.
Wait, what?
18
like an iceberg?
People rode their snowmobiles out onto a sheet of ice on Lake Erie.
Okay.
And the ice broke off and started drifting through the water and started going through down into the Great Lake. They had to be rescued by the Coast Guard.
No.
They sent reinforcements from Detroit in there.
No.
Yeah. And it just it's the same thing as driving in the snow to me. It's like, listen, just common sense. Don't take a snowmobile out onto a lake.
Common sense. That's asking a lot. That is asking a lot, Dubs.
I mean, I know, maybe you have to cross a river, so, maybe you do, a quick little over the river thing. Why are you taking a snowmobile out into one of the Great Lakes?
Yeah.
And so...
it's a big body of water. Come on.
It led me to the general concept of, listen, when it snows, when it's cold, just be smart. I really don't know what else to tell you.
I don't know. It's asking a lot. It's asking a lot.
Did you drive in the snow at all? When it was real bad?
No, I didn't. I refused to go out because I still am scared from it was over a year ago. Last year, I slid on black ice and destroyed my car. And so I'm still a little bit scared and I refuse. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it.
I was going to say, I know you've been a bit of a homebody and I didn't see you getting in the car.
No.
But I door dashed all through the snow both days, Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about you being freaked out.
Yeah. I stayed home. I didn't do it. I was like, nope, not today. Did you make some good money though?
I did.
Was it good snowstorm money?
Yeah, because not only other people don't want to drive, so they give you a bigger bonus if you drive. And people are like, I don't want to go out in this, so I'm going to tip you really well because you're going out in this for me. So
heck yeah.
Double whammy. So that was nice.
Good.
All right. And then for the I don't even want to say this guy's name. I'm just going to say that there is a pastor in Tennessee who decided to do a witchcraft burning.
What? A witchcraft burning?
Don't worry, there were no people involved.
Yeah, I'm like, we don't do that anymore.
But he did burn a whole bunch of books with hundreds of his parishioners. We're talking Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Twilight.
Come on.
Maleficent. All because it's witchcraft and he believes that it'll bring them closer to God. Once again, proving that religious people don't know the difference between fiction and nonfiction.
For real. I'm sorry. It had to be said. It had to be said.
It's not real, guys. It's not. No one here thinks it's real. I don't think I can walk outside and catch a Pokemon. I'm not gonna get.
I wish.
I'm not gonna get a sword and try to fight some orcs.
No.
I'm not going to grab a little tree branch and point it at somebody and try to expel them to another universe.
Expelliarmus.
It's all fake. It's all fake, and we know it. So, I mean, listen, the burning books thing has been coming up a lot recently. I don't know.
It has been. I've seen that coming up in the news and stuff, and they're burning books that they already tried to burn before, and that didn't work the first time.
They're burning books. They're banning books.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just. I gotta find a way to say this that's not gonna get me in trouble.
Oh, good luck. It's hard to do that sometimes.
I'm for the freedom of choice there.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
sure.
So why are we banning a book? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
If you don't want to read it, if you don't want your kids to read it, you don't have to buy it for them necessarily. But, there's just some day in the future when they get out into the world, they may come across it, and then that's their decision, right?
Yeah. And like, I don't know, they're trying to get them not in schools and stuff like that.
No.
And you can't erase history by hiding it. So I guess that's how I want to say it. You can't erase history by hiding it.
No, whether it be in book form or in movie form, because they made movies out of those books that were very, very successful. So there's no way you're gonna block your kids from knowing who Harry Potter is, or Lord of the Rings, or Twilight for that matter.
Twilight just showed up on Netflix, and I tried to watch it for the first time.
You've never seen it?
Yeah. Well, so for people who don't know, I'm a huge nerd. Like I love all that kind of stuff. But Twilight is not for me. Like,
I wouldn't expect it to be completely honest.
It was written for teenage girls, and it was written for teenage girls when I was already 20. So
hang on tight, spider monkey.
Yeah, I don't know about all this. So
wait, did you get through the first movie? You did give it a good shot? Or?
I got through 2 and a half.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
But it really felt like I was stomaching it.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Are you a fan of Twilight?
I mean, I like it because it gives me a little bit of nostalgia from going to see it in the theaters back in the day, and it is really fun to.
Okay, did you ever read it, or did you just see the movies? You just saw the movies.
Have I read a book? Come on.
We're just that whole conversation stemmed from reading books.
Well, I know, but then they turned it into movies, and then I was talking about that.
Okay, but you're a fan of the movies?
Yes, a fan of the movies for sure.
Were you Team Edward or Team
Jacob?
I
was, oh my gosh, this is gonna sound bad. I was Team Jacob because he was brown. And I was also brown, so
representation matters.
It
people.
Does.
Representation matters.
I keep trying to tell you. So I was Team Jacob in the beginning, but now I rewatched the movies, and I was like, okay, I see it. I see the appeal with Edward, because I always thought he was the ugliest freaking guy ever.
And he's kind of your type. Let's be honest. Jacob
skinny white boy
who's a little bit awkward looking, right? He's a little bit paler than he should. Got that Pete Davidson vibe where it's there's no melatonin in there whatsoever kind of thing.
Oh no.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, the other day was a couple days ago, the boy came home from work, and he came around the corner from the hallway in the house, and he came around the corner wearing a plaid shirt looking exactly like Edward. I told him that.
with the hair and everything too. I really feel like he's right up your alley. So, I mean, I understand your explanation about Jacob, but I feel like Edward's more your guy there.
And Edward Jacob took his shirt off a lot.
So I think we've gotten to a really important part of the podcast here, where we break down if Pete Davidson is in fact a vampire or not.
He might be. He might be.
Do you get the same weird hot vibes from MGK?
Yes and no. I don't know. Maybe it's MGK with the okay, this is funny.
Or is he too weird?
No, it's not that he's too weird, because I get the appeal of MGK, I really do. This is gonna sound bad. I'm not a fan at the fact that he's super blonde. And the boy, my fiance, is a dark blonde.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would call it dirty blonde.
Yeah, he's definitely a dirty blonde, but I don't know, the MGK bleach blonde, I don't like it. I don't. That's like my only explanation. Like, I don't know. I don't have like.
Of all the things to not like about MGK, it's that he's bleach blonde.
Yeah.
That's the turnoff.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, not the vial of blood he wears around his neck or whatever he's doing
No,
with
do your
Megan Fox
thing.
now.
Do your thing.
What was the weird thing he did? Oh, the Foot Locker shirt was epic.
Oh, leave his Foot Locker shirt alone.
It was so bad. Oh my God.
Beetlejuice vibes, okay? They're little weirdos. Let them be.
The weird stuff is fine. I'm just making fun of his fashion choice now. Like, if they want to be weird together, I'm totally fine with that. It's just, don't look like you work at Foot Locker. All right, so we don't want to seem like we're just yelling at people all the time, so we decided to put a little bit of good news in the middle, because we could be talking to people who are doing good things too.
Let's do that.
And believe it or not, my good thing is going to be the Nevada Gaming Control Board.
What?
In Nevada, there's a gaming control board that handles all the casinos and everything like that. Make sure they're following rules and regulations.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know, pencil pushers, stampers, that kind of thing.
Sure.
Well, it turns out that at a Las Vegas casino, somebody won a jackpot on a slot machine and didn't get told.
What?
There was
How?
a malfunction with the machine and it never lit up or anything like that. It also didn't pay him out.
Oh, hell no.
So this guy won a whole bunch of money and was just sitting there still pushing the button, had no clue. He finished his trip. He went home. He had no idea. They didn't know who this guy was, and he didn't know that he had won.
So did he lose out on all that money? He
So
doesn't get any of it?
This was at Treasure Island Hotel and Casino.
Okay.
And what the Nevada Gaming Control Board did is started looking at security footage, not only from there, but from all the hotels that he went to all the way down the strip.
Wow.
It goes to show you how many cameras there are
a lot
there.
of cameras in Vegas.
But they were able to see him go in and out of places, figure out where he was staying,
Nuh-uh.
figure out what room he was staying in,
Whoa.
and were able to find him and tell him that he won $230,000
And they gave it to him?
and didn't know it. They gave him all the money.
Holy crap.
It
That's
was-
insane.
This happened on January 8th, and they just gave him the money like a couple days ago.
Whoa. That's a great surprise. It was like a month ago. You thought, yeah, I went to Vegas, like maybe won a couple hundred here and there if you're lucky. And then to get a call a month later, like, no, sir, you won $230,000.
$230,000. Like, here's the rest of the cost of your house.
Right?
Just pay it off.
Paid off. Oh my gosh.
Which normally we give a hard time to those kind of like bureaucratic pencil pusher type people. Like, we don't want to deal with the, you know, fines or the permits that you have to get or whatever. And here they are doing some good.
What?
Finding this guy after an exhaustive search to make sure that he gets his $230,000.
Honestly, incredible. That's some like FBI shit.
Right?
Following you all the way down each hotel that you're gambling. And then they're also like, this dude got a gambling problem.
But
I'm just kidding.
all that stuff, like, if it happens in Vegas, it stays in Vegas.
And no.
This just shows you how many cameras are there.
Yeah.
And
the fact that, they were able to track him down the entire strip.
yeah.
Oh my
They
gosh.
said it was multiple casinos and resorts before they finally found out where he was staying. So
Holy crap.
kind of crazy.
That's awesome.
All right, we're done being nice to people. We like to close out the show with the whack ass of the week.
Whack ass of the week.
It's Nina Blanco's name.
Okay. What? You just call me the whack ass of the week?
Oh no. She
Rude.
came up with the name.
Oh,
You're
I
not-
came up with it.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
not the
I thought you were calling me that. I was like, sir, I'm about to kick you out of my house.
Which one of the two of us would call somebody a whack ass?
You know. Okay.
So Nina is going to bring us the whack ass of the week every
Yeah.
week. Somebody who just needs a little talking to, because yes, I'm talking to you.
So this lady on TikTok, I was on TikTok, right? And I was on Karen TikTok. I'm not personally on Karen Talk, but Karen talk comes up on my For You page and I watch the videos.
Are we sure about that?
I swear. Okay, I swear it. So this Karen came up on my For You page and I watched this video. This video was a long video. And it was police footage from a policeman's camera, and this woman was in a bank and she did not want to wear a mask, and she had to still wear a mask while she was in this bank. And so the police were called. This police officer is talking to this woman and he goes, at this point you are trespassing. And she's like, what are you gonna do, arrest me?
I hate when people do that. I hate when people do that, because it makes me want to be like, I'm the guy who is gonna take it to that next step.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Arrest me? Like, yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly what I'm going to
Actually,
do.
yes, ma'am. I'm a police officer in uniform. I was called here because you're disturbing the peace and trespassing and refusing to put a mask on. And so, yeah, he arrested her. So the best part is, for this lady is, older white woman. It is what it is. And so she's on the ground. He has her on the ground and she's on her stomach and he's grabbing her hands behind her back to put her in handcuffs.
Oh, he actually cuffed her.
Yes, in the middle of the bank. And so he did actually arrest her. And so as he's grabbing her hands to put her in handcuffs, she is grabbing her hands away from him and he goes, do not resist. He tells her right then and there, do not resist. And she's like, I'm not resisting, blah, blah, blah. And
we can add an extra charge to it if you want.
Exactly. And so that's what he kind of warns her, like, stop resisting, you're resisting. And so he gets her in handcuffs, and as he's cuffing her, she yells out to the other people who were in the bank. And there was a long line of people, probably like 6 people. They all had their masks on. They're all rolling their eyes at this freaking lady. Right. And she yells out, this is police brutality. And a man who was standing in line goes, no, it's not. And everyone in the bank starts laughing at her.
And that's kind of what we need, right? Is like that public shaming.
Yeah.
Just like, this is.
Because at that point, what else can you do?
And like, why are you being such a child?
Right.
It's so little what I'm asking you to do.
Yeah.
And I understand that you feel like it infringes on your rights. It doesn't.
No.
But even if you feel like that, how much effort is it just to make everybody else not have to go through the 20-minute ordeal of you getting cuffed and dragged out of there?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You took it that far that they literally arrested you.
Right. Exactly. And she was on the floor in the middle of this bank, and then she got laughed at the end, which made me really, really happy. I was so glad I watched the full video because it was a long one and I wasn't going to watch the whole thing. I'm like, oh, just another anti-mask Karen, whatever. Yeah. But then at the end, just having her yell out, this is police brutality. No, it's not. And just get laughed at was the best. It was the best.
Now, Nina, you have never been in a real fight before, if I remember right.
No, I've never been punched in the face nor punched anyone else in the face.
I mean, have you gotten as far as like the hair pulling and the slapping kind of thing, or like?
I've done hair pulling more in my youth, but not as an adult for a real fight.
Okay, so the reason that I'm asking is like I said, I'm the guy who will take it that extra step just to like make a point of like, you're not gonna arrest me. Guess what? Now I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I can't arrest somebody.
Right.
But I did have this happen to me the other night.
What?
Somebody was upset at me.
Okay.
And he flipped me off as I was walking into a restaurant from the window of his car.
Oh.
And he clearly had waited until I had walked away
to do it.
So I was a distance away from him. And as I opened the door, he flips me off. And I don't think he expected
what did you do?
A consequence for his action. And I think that happens a lot of times where people just don't expect consequences for their actions. Right?
Yeah.
Like he thought he was just going to get to flip me off and that was it.
Well, what happened?
I stopped cold in the door frame.
Uh-huh.
I took a step out. I shut the door again.
Okay.
And I said, do you have something that you want to say to me? And he just stood there looking at me. And instead of like an angry look, which he had before, it was like a little bit of surprise. Like I got myself in a little bit deeper than I thought I was going to.
Oh my gosh.
And I took a couple steps towards the car. I'm like, excuse me, did you have something that you wanted to say to me?
Like, please, I'm right here.
And he backs out of the parking spot. And he puts down his window and starts driving forward. He's like, "You're cool, man. You're cool. You're cool." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. So you'll just flip me off, but you won't say it to my face. Gotcha. Okay."
And then he just drove away?
And he drove away.
Oh, my gosh. Wait, what was he flipping you off for in the first place? Do you know?
It's a really long story.
Oh.
I don't know if we have time for all that.
Well, was it deserved?
No.
Now I have questions.
It was not deserved. But I don't know if he knows if it wasn't deserved. I'm serious. Why would I lie to you?
I don't know. You're not telling the rest of the story, so I don't know.
Do you want to make this longer and get into it?
Can we get into can you summarize it?
All right.
As best as you can? Did you know this guy previously?
No. This guy, he had parked, you know how it makes me angry when people park wrong on purpose.
Yeah.
So I
got in trouble for that on the internet.
Really?
I put a note on someone else's windshield who was parking in the middle of two spaces, and I put it up on Facebook, and all of Facebook is still to this day. I get comments every day about how much of a Karen I am, and oh my God, just leave him alone. Oh.
Well, but that kind of goes to the keyboard warrior, I think I'm going to do something and not have any consequences.
Exactly.
But it also goes that way for you, too.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine, though.
Directly to the person. I think maybe less people would have been... I would have been not upset about it if you had said it directly to the person, but just leaving a passive-aggressive note is pretty bad, right?
I don't care. Whatever. It's whatever. It took me a minute to do it. I don't care. It is what it is. I put it up on the internet, and I have 180,000 views on that, so thank you.
So he parked shitty on purpose, and this was a tiny little parking lot, and the only spot that was left was the spot right next to him, which was... now not really a spot because he parked shitty on purpose.
Yeah.
So I pulled up next to him. He had just gotten in his car with a bag of food, and I thought he was just going to back out, and I was annoyed, but I wasn't going to say anything. So I'm sitting there waiting for him to back out of the spot so I can get out of my car because I can't get out of my car unless he moves because he purposely parked in
like an asshole.
two spots. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sitting there waiting for him, and he gets in his car. He checks his hair. He looks at his phone. He checks his radio.
You know when people are waiting for your spot.
He absolutely knew I was sitting there waiting to get out of my car.
My gosh.
Either he's oblivious or he's just an asshole. One of the two things.
Kind of sounds like an asshole.
So as he was sitting there, I finally, after a couple minutes, literally a couple minutes, was like, screw this, I'm getting out. And I got out and I put my hand on the side of my door. Yeah. So when it opens, it doesn't dent his car.
Right.
But it did make a sound when I opened the door because my hand was hitting his door.
Gotcha.
But I'm a big guy. I need a little bit of room to get out of the car.
Right.
So it makes a sound when I get out of the car. I then shut the door, and the two mirrors are so close to each other that I can't get by them. So I take my mirror and collapse it.
Fold it in.
So I can get past it. And as I walk by, I pop my mirror back out. And I think he thinks I hit his mirror.
Oh.
I think he thinks that I knocked his mirror when I walked by because he heard the pop sound.
Okay.
But it was my mirror going back.
Okay.
And I think he thinks it's his mirror. So now he probably thinks that I hit his door with my door and hit his mirror when in actuality I did neither of those things.
You're trying to protect his property, really.
Even though I was upset. And so I kind of shake my head and walk inside. And that's when he flips me off, and you can see he's saying stuff behind the window.
Sure.
But, of course, when it comes to, you have something you actually want to say to me? Because...
let's talk, buddy.
And you know how I work.
Yeah.
I'm ready to lay out the entire thing, and the entire situation, and be like, 1, this is your fault because you don't know how to park. 2, I didn't hit your door with my door. I hit your door with my hand.
Right.
3, it was my mirror, not your mirror. I'm ready.
Right.
I'm ready to go.
Exactly.
And of course, as soon as he has to take ownership over what he did, backs out, drives away.
What a pussy.
I'm just saying, Nina. I'm just saying. So yes, I'm talking to you, random guy. Who's gonna hear this at some point.
Be better.
Maybe.
Ya dick.
Learn how to park.
Yeah.
And that's how we'll leave our first edition of Yitty. You can follow us both on social media. We tried to make it really convenient for you. She's at the Nina Blanco.
Yep, and he's at Dubs the Third.
Come find us. Give us a follow. We'll be doing this every Monday. We hope to drop it every Monday afternoon.
Yep.
So on your ride home, when you want to yell at people, well, we'll do it for you.
There you go.
It's Yiddy.
Yes, I'm talking to you.